Okay, we're back in the boathouse, stripping things off the outside of the boat. I've getting ready for varnish and paint. So I did about 45 minutes of scraping, and that was all I needed to do. Pretty darn good. I've been putting varnish on the transom, and I'll continue to do that. But there's certain areas where I've scraped where I've got to put a bunch of coats on there specifically. In order to catch up a little bit. And then I'm gonna do something I don't normally do. I'm gonna do a quick sanding on the entire boat, all the varnish on the outside of the boat. And a quick sanding and then varnish. And I'll follow that up later with painting. And I wanna put on more coats this year. So normally I'd focus on certain areas so the job doesn't get overwhelming, but I've caught up, it seems. So I can do the whole boat now, and it won't take that long. It'll take longer to mask up the windows and things than anything else. I'm also getting ready to varnish a few small items I've taken off the boat, the pike pole and the ladder. And I took off the smokestack, but that wasn't for varnishing. That was because I developed a leak, and so I wanted to rebed the smokestack. I was pleased to find it wasn't sooted up that much, so I just shoved the vacuum cleaner down and it was done. It's primed, it's cleaned up and primed, ready to go. And the collar that goes in there has some high heat trim-clad paint on it right now that's drying, and then I can reinstall that. And hopefully the bedding was pretty soft on it. It was silicone, and it came off super easy, so I think it just expired. So yeah, I got the tender out over here because I'm gonna clean the bottom of it and paint it. It's primarily used for storage, but it's still a boat, so I'm still going to maintain that. And I'll probably do a quick sanding on that varnish too, and put another coat on there, or 2 coats. So yeah, like I said, I feel like I've gotten ahead of the varnish because it's not that bad this year, you know. Of course, I took the doors off, so those are going to need varnish anyway. That's down to bare wood, that little trim above the door. The skylight has been covered under canvas, so that saved it. It's the best shape of everything on the outside of the boat. Not surprising. Not sure if I'm going to put another coat of varnish on the skylight, but because I'm probably just going to put the canvas back on it again. But maybe I will. Anyway, I'm looking forward to getting the varnish done and probably even get some painting done on the outside before, like the top side, the roof, for example, before going out on a little excursion later this month. When all of that is done, then I'm going to get serious about some leaks. So I'm going to be caulking around all the stanchion bases with some Sikaflex 291 black. Just put a bead around all of them. Do something, maybe clear silicone over the nuts that are holding it down, or the bolts that are holding it down. And I'm going to do other places, pretty much anywhere I think there's going to be like a seam that might leak. I'm going to put some clear silicone on it. Something I wouldn't do normally, but it's going to be in some rain this year, going up north, and more rain than normal. And it's going to be out of the boathouse for probably 3 months this year, 2 months solid. Getting rained on probably every other day. So we'll see what comes of that. But then I'll just peel all that silicone off. As soon as it starts to expire, I'll just peel it all off. And the Sikaflex around the stanchion bases is probably not going to be the long-term solution either, because I think the bases will probably have to come off, put a new wire down it, and rebed all of those. But that's probably going to be a year or 2 from now. Anyway, good progress.